afternoon everyone. So till now we are discussing about different kinds of theories that showed us how the first living cell has occurred on planet Earth. We have theory of special creation, theory of spontaneous generation, theory of panspermia, and then we have theory of biogenesis, which is given by Louis Pasteur, and then we have theory of chemical evolution, which is given by Oparin and Halladin, which is proved by Miller and Urey. So all these theories showed us how the first cell has occurred on planet Earth. So now from this point we will be studying about the theories of evolution, how the evolution has occurred on Earth. So let's start with Lamarkism. So Lamarkism is given by Jean-Baptiste Lamarck in the year 1809. 1809. In the year 1809 we don't know anything about genes or DNA or genetics. So during that time he gave this theory. And there is one more thing. So it is the first theory of evolution. So remember this is the first theory of evolution. So coming to the definition of it, the characters acquired during the lifetime will be inherited to their offsprings. So characters which are acquired during the lifetime will be inherited to the offspring. So we will understand this. Before this we will study the principles of it. So if we study the principles, it will be easy for us to understand the definition. So let's start with the internal vital force. So what Lamarck thought was, there is some kind of force inside our body. So that force wanted us to become from a simple organism to a much complex organism. So let's take an example here. There is a worm and there is some kind of force in it. So it became fish. And this fish became frog because there is some kind of internal force in this fish, and this frog became a crocodile, and this crocodile became a bird, and this bird became some kind of mammal. So all this became because of there is some kind of internal force in them that causes them to become from a simple organism to a complex one. So what he thought was, there is some kind of force in this fish. So this fish wanted to become more and more complex, and then it became frog. And the same happened with the frog. The frog has some kind of internal force in them. So it wanted them to become a much complex organism. So this is what he wanted to see. But if we come to reality, this is not the truth. So what actually happens is, the reason why the fish is turned into frog is because of random mutations and genetic recombinations, and then because of natural selection. These are the reasons why the fish became a frog in the evolution. Not because there is some kind of force inside the fish. It's not the true thing. It's not the true thing that there is some kind of vital force in them. So it's not the fault of Lamarck, because during that time they don't know anything about DNA or genes. So what he thought, he just said it. So remember this is not true. There is no such internal vital force in them. There is only one. There are three major reasons in them why fish turned out into a frog in the evolution: because of random mutations, genetic recombinations, and natural selection. So let's go to the second principle: use and disuse of organs. So what he meant was, the organs which are more useful to an organism, more useful organs, they became stronger and stronger. The organisms which are less useful, wanted to tell you is the organs in an organism which are more useful will become more stronger. The organs which are less useful or not useful, they will be degenerated. So, do you think this is true? This is not true. If we come to reality, this is not the truth. The real truth is same. The random mutations, genetic recombinations and natural selections. So coming to the examples that he has given are giraffe's neck. So what he thought was, so they used to live short-necked giraffes, only short-necked giraffes. So after some point, at one point of time, all the short-necked giraffes, they finished the food on land. So now there is only food available on tall trees. So they cannot get the food. So in order to get the food, they used to stretch their neck. So their neck became more flexible and it is passed from one generation to generation. And he thought that's the reason why the giraffes have long necks. But if we come to reality, that's not the truth. They used to live the short-necked giraffes and long-necked giraffes and the middle-necked giraffes. At one point of time, the food which is available on the ground is disappearing. Like there is no sufficient food on the ground. So all the short-necked giraffes, they got eliminated. It is known as natural selection. So we'll study about this in the Darwinism. So that's the truth of giraffe neck. Not because of they are stretching their neck and they are becoming longer necks. It's the false neck. And then here we have snake limbs. Snake limbs and cave animal eyes. So the ancestors of snake, they used to have those small kind of legs on their bodies. So over the generation after generation, slowly those legs got disappeared. And he thought this is because of less use of those limbs. But that's not the truth. It is because of natural selection and random mutations. And same with the cave eyes. So what he thought was, the animals which are living in the caves are in the dark space. So he thought there is no use of eyes for them. That's the reason why they don't have the enough eyes. That's the reason why they cannot see anything with their eyes. So it is also not the truth. So this is what about Lamarkism is. Yes, there is one more thing. Inheritance of acquired characters. So the characters which are acquired during the lifetime will be inherited to the offspring. I will repeat this again. The characters which are acquired during the lifetime are inherited to the offspring. So the characters which are acquired during the lifetime. So I became a bodybuilder, a very muscular body. So will my son have that kind of body after when he born? No. So there is some kind of person, like he sings very well. So what about his son? Will he get the same kind of voice? So like same kind of talent? No. So this is also false. The evolution depends on DNA, not on individual. So I hope you understood this point. Inheritance of acquired characteristics. So what he thought was the characters which are developed during the lifetime. So here if we take the long-necked giraffe's neck. So it started extending its neck. So those neck were inherited into the next generation, and in that generation they got a bit better neck than the previous generation. So this neck got inherited into the next generation. That's what he thought, but it's not the truth. They used to live the short-necked giraffes, the middle-necked giraffes, and the long-necked giraffes. So the only one which survived is long-necked giraffes. And let's revise again. So Lamarkism, this is the first theory of evolution which is given by Jean-Baptiste Lamarck in the year 1809. So in the 1809 there is no information about DNA, genetics or genes. So during that time he gave this. So the definition: characters acquired during the lifetime are inherited by the offspring. So we have three principles here. Internal vital force, which means there is some kind of force inside our body that wanted us to make a more complex from the simple ones. So here worm wanted to become fish and fish wanted to become frog, as there is some kind of force inside their body. He thought in that way. So that's not the truth. The real truth is random mutations have occurred in the fish, or not only random mutations, genetic recombinations or random mutations or natural selection has occurred in the fish, and over the generation after generation, after some millions of years ago, after it became frog. So that's the reality. So the internal vital force is a wrong thing. And coming to the second one, use and disuse of organs. So he thought the more useful organs become stronger generation after generation, and the less useful organs are degenerated. And he gave one of the most famous example, giraffe neck. And it is also not true, because all the mutations or useful or disusefulness, this belongs to random mutation, genetic recombination and a natural selection. And coming to third one, the same as definition, inheritance of acquired characters. The characters which are acquired during the lifetime are inherited into the next generation. So in order to prove this law, there is a scientist called August Weismann. August Weismann. So what he did was, he has taken 22 rats and he cut the tail of them and he observed the generations of it. So what he has done is, he has taken a rat. He has taken a rat and before mating, he cut the tail. And then it had mating with another female, and now they got the offspring. So what do you think? No tail rat? So what do you think? Will this offspring will have a tail or not? He has observed for many generations, about like almost 20-25 generations, and he has not even seen a single generation without a tail. So he observed a rat with tail. So this proved that this sentence is wrong. So here the rat has tail and which is cut, means there is some kind of acquired character. This is the acquired characteristic of the rat. So now it started mating with another female, and all the offspring which they got, they have the tail in them, which means this sentence is exactly wrong. Inheritance of acquired characteristics doesn't depend on individual. It depends on DNA. That's what August Weismann wanted to prove. So this is about Lamarkism. In the next video, we will be studying about Darwinism in the depth. So thank you for watching. Thank you.